Hello everybody, and welcome to this week's feature of the week where we're going to go over the room drawings feature. This incredible feature allows us to create all of the drawings needed for our rooms. The enlarged elevations or sections, floor plans, ceiling plans, and even a 3D view, all while creating a sheet and then placing all those views on a sheet. So let's go ahead and see how this works. In the room drawings feature, the first thing we want to do is actually select which rooms we're creating these drawings for. I'm going to minimize this tree and then expand it back. This is broken down by level. I can select multiple rooms on multiple levels, but in this case, I'm just going to select two examples of two rooms on the same level. Let's go ahead and maybe do a bathroom and then maybe also do a living room. That one looks good to me. We have some information below that lets us know how many rooms we have checked, and if we wanted to, we can also pick spaces instead of rooms. Next, we can go over to the left-hand side where we can see our settings for the drawings we want to create or the views we want to create. This is broken down into 4 parts: elevations, floor plans, ceiling plans, and 3D views. For the elevations, we actually have 2 options: elevation views and section views. For the elevation views, we can only do 4 walls because it's creating one interior elevation for all 4 of the walls. If your room has more than 4 walls, let's say it's an L shape or any other shape, it will still work, but all the walls will be encompassed within those 4 views. If you switch to section views, this will create them as detail views. And in this case, you have the option to do all walls. So if you don't have a rectangular room and you have an L-shaped room or a room consisting of more than 4 walls, you might want to select the section option because this will create a view per each of those walls. Plus you have additional options for the offsets. In this example, I'm going to stick with the elevations. We can also select a type and template for each of our views, both for elevation views and section views. For the floor plans, we also have the type and template. If that type already has a template associated to it, that option is grayed out. Same thing for ceiling plans and for the 3D views. And for all of these 4 options, we can either select to include it, meaning it will also create those view types, by checking on or checking them off. So if I were to check it on, it would include 3D views in the creation. If I check it off, it won't create those 3D views. So we have a lot of flexibility in setting this up exactly how we want our drawings to look. Next, I have the settings for my sheets. Now, I could choose to not create any sheets, in which case I could toggle this off. A good example is if I already had some sheets created, I only want to create these views, and then I can either use the Naviate placement feature or something else to place these newly created room drawing views on an existing sheet. But in this example, I do want to create the sheet, and I can go ahead and set up some settings for that, like selecting my title block, the start number for my sheet, as well as the browser's organization. If this sheet number already exists in my project, it'll just skip to the next number in the sequence. Let's go ahead and then create our views. It's going to ask us to save these settings and then go ahead and create all those views. So in this example, those elevations, floor plans, and ceiling plans, it's going to create a sheet per room and then place all of those views on those sheets. And there we have it. Our room drawing sheets were created. So we have one for that living room and one for that bedroom. And let's take a look at it. Here we have that living room sheet where we have our floor plan, ceiling plan, and our 4 elevations. And you can see that elevation marker on the floor plan. And our bedroom sheet, same thing. Floor plan, ceiling plan, all those elevations and those elevation markers. So this turned out exactly the way I wanted. I can rearrange this sheet how I want, but right now it looks good to me. And that is the room drawings feature.